Baker boy to put you in the mood and the jumpers to really give the full flavour of it. So Eddie's with us, Jack Riewoldt, welcome.
How are we, boys?
These look pretty special, don't they?
They do. Very, it's one of the...
Pass it over.
I think it's my favourite round.
I'll hold
it. I think it's my favourite round, Sir Doug Nicholls round.
So what role have you played in this, Jack?
Well, I think I might be the first non-Aboriginal person to be involved in designing a jumper head. So
What did you design, buddy?
Well, it's a story of reconciliation. So the bottom half of the jumper is Shane Edwards, and the top half of the jumper is myself. We were drafted in 2006 together with the first 2 picks of Richmond's draft, and then it tells a story of how we've grown together. How I've been involved in the Indigenous program at Football Club, and
good stuff.
The middle part of the jumper is probably one of the most special things. I actually went to Alice Springs, where Shane's community is. Yeah. And that's, you'll be able to see it when you see it. There's little representations of Indigenous parts in my life, and then on the flip side of that, there's a small part of me in Shane's story. So it's for anyone that wants to know more about the story, jump on the club's website and have a look. And there's all little nooks and crannies in there, but it's very, very special. And I spoke to our Indigenous boys today about how special it was for me to represent them with a jumper for our football club. So. Absolutely honoured to be doing it, yeah.
That's beautiful.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You give that the tick of approval, Ed?
That's really cool. I love it.
Yeah.
Like
what about this one?
Tell us about yours.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So we've got the designs here. So the artist is Laura Thompson. She designed this jersey. This is the Yarra River that flows through. All the words that are on the side are all the tribe names from all the Aboriginal players, men and women, for Carlton. So I'm a Werrunguu Kukutha Gubrin man. The Werrunguu Kukutha, that's from the far west coast of South Australia. That's my dad's family. My Gubrin family is Western Australia, Kalgoorlie, my mother. And up top, And up top, the campfires represents the Carlton Football Club, the staff, the players that we're on this journey together. So I think it's pretty cool. She came to the football club this morning and spoke to the boys and told her the design and what it meant, and it's been fantastic. And you know, like Jack said, this is one of my favourite rounds, and to showcase off, you know, all the artwork and to see all the brothers put on a show. So it's pretty exciting.
You have been known to save your best for this round.
Nah, no pressure. I think I can't wait to watch Cozzy play.
Could it be Sir Eddie Betts round? Post retirement, Eddie. Like
oh yeah, I think this is a goal of the year.
Yeah. No, I don't think. Which year? Can't remember.
Is that your favourite?
Nah, the next one. If they show the next one, I think it was 2016. This is an Indigenous round again.
So is this your favourite?
This is a replay, isn't it?
This will be my favourite because obviously this jersey means a lot to me. It was designed by my dad's sister, and it's Susie Betts from Port Lincoln. So she designed this jersey, and to play well to win the game, but to win goal of the year in her jersey was really nice.
The reveals is the best thing. Like I've seen these sort of. There was a phase where AFL clubs were being done as NFL logos and what they'd look like, but I think everyone really looks forward to the reveals of clubs' jumpers and what they're going to look like, because they are becoming, I suppose, like the MND beanies. These are collector's pieces now. It's like, who's got the whole set of each club's jumpers? So I think we're nearly up to 10, I think. So. And
there's always like I've always found a bit of jealousy. You know, I always want to play in a Dreamtime game at the G, because you know Richmond and Essendon, that's the round that we always watch, and sitting at home watching that game, you always want to be a part of it because it's so special and it's so exciting.
There's a state of alert across Victoria, obviously, and particularly in Melbourne. What's the chatter been like today? Where has your mind drifted? How on alert are you?
Well, there hasn't been. I haven't spoken too much chatter. It's all just been conspiracy theories, to be honest, down at the Richmond Tigers. But no, I really don't know. All I know is that when we're off air, we've got to wear masks inside and go back to the mask rules. But in terms of training and everything like that, it really is just a sort of hourly update, really, on what's going on.
So nothing's changed with the players. You're doing what all of us civilians are doing. Masks. You haven't been told to be careful.
No, we were tested last week, but prior to that, we hadn't been tested. The guys in Melbourne hadn't been tested for about a month due to the fact that there was no active cases. So, but now I assume we'd probably get tested in the next couple of days, and then prior to the game, I would assume that guys would be tested again as well. Clearly, with the cases so close to home here in Melbourne.
When did you last get tested?
It was a while ago, but we just got the note today. We'll be tested on Thursday. Go in and make sure we have a COVID test to make sure everything's all right. Obviously, the Bulldogs, I heard today that they're in lockdown, I'm pretty sure.
Isolation.
Because one of the staff members were at High Point. So, yeah, it's pretty scary times because, you know, things can just escalate pretty easily, and hopefully we can lock it down and not get carried away.
There is always the what-ifs in the back of your mind where you're like,
what if there's a hub?
Not again.
This started like this last year, and it just, yeah, it's, I suppose it does boil away in the back of your mind, is like, where are we headed here? Clearly, I think we're a year further on in our ability to track and trace, hopefully for footy's sake, but also for just Melbourne's sake and Australia's sake, that we can actually get back to 0 cases and ultimately be through this.
Do you agree that you agree with the tribunal decision to suspend Plowman from Carlton?
I've really only seen it upstairs in the green room from one instance. I think.
Put it on now so that Jack can have a good look.
Good on you, Jack.
I just needed to lead with an arm. Yeah, I think the fact that he hasn't led with a fist sort of brings it in.
A spoiling motion.
A spoiling motion.
Yeah.
If he just puts an arm out, then it's okay.
Yeah.
But I think he's nearly chosen to make contact.
It's funny like that because he's our best player as intercepting. You know, like coming off his opponent to spoil that and getting there to make a contest. He is our best player and he reads it pretty well. And I guess, you know, like you said, at that moment there,
just a little fist.
Just a little fist.
Yeah. Well, have you seen the Nick Holman incident?
Yeah, that'll. Geez, they might. The internet could burn down in Australia if he doesn't get off.
So how important is this from a player's perspective?
Vitally important, because there is no malice in this tackle. There is allowed to be anomalies and one-offs where, unfortunately, accidents happen and incidents happen that aren't a trend. We have promoted on this program through Players Night the sanctity of the head, but accidents happen. If this goes down, the chase down tackle is one of the most exciting aspects of our game. And there isn't a lot of tackling at the moment, or not a lot of tackling.
How would you know it's exciting? Eddie knows it's
Chased down Rory Laird in the 2017 Grand Final in the first quarter. So I remember it, don't worry. But he cannot get done for that.
Yeah.
He cannot get done.
Yeah, I guess, you know, we practice those tackles at training, knowing that now we can't sling tackle, and when you do tackle, try turn to the side, and it actually looks like he turned to the side and didn't really sling, but the momentum brought him down. So, as Jack said, I think the internet might burn down if you don't.
So does it concern you that the AFL football department is prosecuting this case? So they say this is a dangerous tackle and is worthy of 2 weeks, regardless of what the independent tribunal does. The football department of the AFL just told us this is a dangerous tackle.
Was that a free kick? Was that holding the ball?
It was holding the ball.
And so he got the free kick for it?
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't think, I think you do the pub test on these ones, and I don't think it comes out of any pub in Australia as one that's a 2-week suspension. So, yeah, I was genuinely surprised that it went to tribunal, and I'll be even more surprised if it's not overturned.
You don't miss a show. You wouldn't have missed Joey Montagna and David King talking about some incidents involving you.
Me?
Last Wednesday night, where they said that you were calling in your big key forward to take out, I suppose, or bump vigorously your opponent. What did you think when they highlighted those incidents?
Oh, it's a lot of. You had to scroll through a lot of footage over 9 games of footy to find 2 incidences. Yeah, look. To be honest, that's like they might be slightly rough, and maybe they are free kicks. But I think the language around it, that we get the rub of the green when for the last 4 years we've sat 18th in free kicks. Oh, I probably didn't totally agree with that.
Did you take it personally?
Nah, not at all. Not at all. I know Kingy and Joey pretty well, but yeah, maybe they are free kicks. Maybe they are free kicks, but
I think they are.
We can highlight a lot of things with behind the goal footage. We just want to sit here all night and pick out free kicks from the weekend.
But as forwards, that's what we do. We make plans like that so you can have, you know, you swipe left or right, get your teammate to block for you,
that's
put you out in space.
Just from what I've heard.
So when you go right, you got someone behind you just to block you, to get your man off you.
It's not the rub of the green though.
Shea Bolton, Jared?
Yes, that's it. That'll be our finishing point.
Yep. What do you want to know? Fire away.
Do you think the $20,000 fine is the correct amount? Do you think the way it's been handled has been correct from the AFL? What's your answers to those questions?
I think those sort of incidents always need to be investigated so the truth can come out and you can find out what actually happened.
Do you know what happened?
Only from what I've been told, and that was what's happened. So,
no one knows what's happened.
Daniel and his partner found himself in the situation. Daniel was hit and Shay stepped in. I don't know what happened after that. The $20,000, it's pretty steep. 20 large is hurts anyone really, but I mean it's finished now. Yeah, it's finished now. We've got an end to it, and we move forward.
That'll do for me.
All right.
Any more on that?
No, let's leave it there, shall we? Eddie, Jack, great to see you both. Thanks for bringing the jumpers.
Thanks for having
Good
us.
luck on
Thanks
the
for having
weekend.
us.
We'll bring in Sellers, a little bit of tidying up to do, and